Okay, let's take a look at Reddit. This setup here is probably as good as you're going to get when it comes to drawdown. So let's just take a look from peak to trough, how much pain Reddit has been. Uh, we're looking at about a 53% decline from the high of February all the way down to 105 in March, right? So that's a 53% decline in about a month's time frame. The biggest ever for Reddit, right? In the history since the stock's been public. Here you're looking at, a 2-year chart, right? So that's your biggest decline here on Reddit. What's notable here is the resistance, this green dotted line, and you're going to be like, how do we know that's resistance? It's real simple. You go to the gap up of earnings on October 30th of last year. So I'm looking right here. We draw the line. We come all the way out. Here's the test. And when you test that green resistance line, what do you get? A lot of volume. Why do we get a lot of volume? It's because people know that it's resistance. There's a lot of interest. And what you do is you get a nice stop. You get a nice stock bounce, and the stock actually closes above the high of 127.75. You only get one close above that, and then we go back within the range here, and we create a double bottom. For those that are traders, or if you've been watching stocks, very clearly to see here that you have a double bottom, right? So that's the daily chart right here. You got resistance. Let's take a look at the momentum indicators in my other tabs. Here we can look at the daily PSRs. Now those are reversed, right, which is not favorable. This means that the stock is not going to be, if you're trading this stock, it's going to be very hard intraday, meaning throughout the day, the stock is probably going to just show that, a lot of weakness throughout the day, but you should trend higher. So these daily PSRs just show you that you're going to have some resistance on the way up. And then you look at the weekly PSRs, those aren't good either. And then you look at your monthly PSRs, those are also reversed. But we have a reason to be optimistic because like what I said here in the previous chart, you got that resistance or that support that was tested and you created a double bottom. And then if we go ahead into our next chart here, which we got the Keltner band, which is this pink band right here. For the first time, the third time we have closed within the Keltner band, and this close here is at the low of the double bottom. So you also see that being encouraging despite the rejection that we have seen. And you look at the momentum right here, this indicator here at the bottom, the blue line is at 35.93 with this trailing 7-day SMA at 7-period SMA at 34.11. So that just shows you that momentum is trending above its 7-day simple moving average, which is bullish. And you're also coming off of really oversold conditions here. But still, there is a lot of resistance. Like I said, you have those daily PSRs, the weekly PSRs, and those monthly PSRs working against us. And that's one reason why you see momentum so depressed. So like I said, if you're buying the stock here, it's going to be tough and you're going to be fighting on your way up, but we should continue higher. And then let's look at our second tab. You got your CADO, which I'm looking at here, level 3, which is your supply and demand. That's also trending above its 10-period weighted moving average. The blue line's at negative 7.5 million, while the WMA, the green line's at negative 9.4. So you are getting a nice rebound here. I only buy stocks if the CADO is above its WMA or its 5-period weighted moving average. Then you go ahead and you look at its on-balance volume. That is now also trending higher. That's at 48 million, also above its 20 SMA at 82 million. So that's another good indicator to see that we might be reversing. Also, remind yourself that we created a double bottom. So when you create that double bottom, you would expect to see these indicators also reverse. So we're seeing that as well. All right, that's very good. But at the same time, there's a lot of downward pressure still in the stock. Now, what's really interesting is here on our level 1 right here, which is our ADX, which is our average directional indicator. That is going to be showing that the red line right here, let me go ahead and make this bigger. And I could get rid of these other indicators. I just want to expand this. So if you see the red line as you are right here below the blue line, that shows you that the move that we have seen right here might be getting exhausted, right? And you should start to see this green line, which is the positive directional indicator, now be able to move up. So you basically, what you're seeing here is that downward trend is starting to give way, right? And remember that we had a double bottom created in this month. So that's very important to see. So a lot of things to like here in Reddit. And it's an obvious buy, in my opinion. And you would just sell the stock if you break below this green support line that we tested here twice in March. So Reddit has some opportunity.